All right. Hey, everyone. Niyama here. And today we're going to be focusing on creating your next 90 days. That's the purpose of the next hour. We're going to be focused here on really giving you a chance to look at your next quarter and being able to not just plan for it, not just design, and not even just envision, but we're really going to spend the time creating your next 90 days. And that was actually that word create is incredibly intentional here. And I want to make sure we call that out to start out with. I'm reminded as we begin this here of a book. I think it was authored by Brian Moore, and I want to say his name, but the book is called The 12-Week Year. The 12-Week Year. And in the 12, I might have gotten the author's name wrong, but in the 12-Week Year, he presents a really simple concept. And he says, we're used to a 12-month year. And generally speaking, we'll set goals, especially we'll set goals. We'll say like, okay, this time next year, this time in a few months here, this is where I like to be. And what he calls out is like the part of like the one, a little bit of the arbitrary nature of it, in setting like the goal in that time period. And then also just like the ways in which we move toward creating things, where oftentimes when we have more time, the task itself will expand. Actually, there's a quote that says task will expand to the time allotted, right? And so as we step into this next 90 days, 90 days can also be considered as 12 weeks. And one of the general premises of that book is, what if you can get done whatever you're going to get done in a month? What if you can get it done in a week instead? And instead of looking at a year as 12 months, you look at a year as 12 weeks. So your July is seven weeks into that period of time. So then you get 4 years. You get four quote unquote years. You get 4 12-week years in one calendar year, right? And it was a really interesting concept. It fits well. 3 months, every 3 months, it works out there. And it really I like it because it plays with one of my favorite things, which is like the relativity of time, the concept of time, and the elasticity of time. So we're going to be playing with that a little bit here today. There's an element there's throughout this year we'll build. You have an opportunity to look at it from a 12-week perspective. You have an opportunity to look at it from a 90-day perspective. But what I really want to focus on here is the element of playing with our concept of time and how long it will take to create what we want over the next 90 days, as opposed to actually just like letting the elongation come out. We have both of them in play right now. This session was actually inspired by by something that happened last week in my life here. It's gonna be funny because I'll look back at this years from now and be like, yeah, of course, this is just how we do things in the business. But last week it came like a bolt of lightning. I'm working with a team now, and as I'm working with the team, I'm incorporating more of the lessons learned in my company culture, my corporate company kind of life, right? Things like objectives and key results, things like just getting kind of like structured with it. And as that's leading out, we're looking to see how can we go out 3 months into the future so that by July, we're recording this and we're having this conversation in April, by July of this year, like everything we want will be in place. It's like, what do we need? What's our 3 month like roadmap to that? What's our goal to make sure like to get us there by July 1st? Spent the time, finally had it mapped out. I'm like, we would have this, have that. This would need to be in place. We'll finally get this done. Like this is getting off, like so on and so forth. They were just like this like long checklist of like what would be done by July 1st. Had the checklist in mind, went to bed, woke up the next morning, and the silliest, most invigorating thought came to mind. And it was, well, like, what if we just took this thing that we want to have at the end of 3 months and we brought it into next week? What if the way that we want to be in the 13th week, the next quarter, we were able to just like put that into action now. Now, it may not be put into action with all the systems in place. It may not be put it all into action with it like in perfection, the way that it comes out into the world. But what we can do is put in the energy to create that vision in this current moment. And it's actually one of the reasons why this conversation is taking place. You're going to see some things change up in the way that, like, everything, just so you know, everything in our approach has had to be kind of tossed on its head. Right. In fact, the way that we talk about it on the team is like, oh, we're here to break each other's. We're here to break each other's approach. The way that we have been doing things wouldn't work in order to actually bring this out to life. And it has taken out the space between what it is that we want and what it is that we are creating in that moment. And we brought that space and we started condensing it. So today is an opportunity for you to also go through that process of condensing time, playing with time, stretching it, elongating it, whatever you want to do. But we're going to be in the space of actual creation with it, and support you through both the vision of what it is, a bit of the plan of what it could be, and then the messiness of what it looks like to bring it out to life now, and to be in alignment with that as it goes along. All right. So that's that to me lives in that distinction of create versus well, actually, it's the first part of the distinction of create your next 90 days.
It's the World Joy Movement. Yeah. What was your greatest insight from this conversation? And if you want to come and be a part of a conversation like this live, it's really simple. Just go to beworldjoy.com and come introduce yourself, and let's take the conversation to the next level, because you're there now. All right, let's play.